Somewhere I Belong, Chapter 16, Raves and Hoods. Isaac felt himself fly off the couch and onto the carpeted floor. He looked up to see Rarity wearing a slim black dress with one strap going over her shoulder. "Finally! I thought I was going to have to pour a bucket of water on you," she yelled. "Jesus, Rarity, you could have nudged my shoulder." "I did. You must have been in quite the dream." "You have no idea. What time is it?" he asked as he got to his feet and stretched. "We've got 10 minutes before the art show starts." "Plenty of time," he said as he went over to his bag and withdrew a navy blue suit with a red tie. The man went into the bathroom and quickly brushed his teeth and put on some fresh deodorant. He changed it into a suit and exited the bathroom. "All right, I'm all set," he said as he joined the white mare. The two arrived at the museum and got in without a hitch. They were soon joined by Fancy Pants and Flora once again. "Ah, so good that you two could join us," Fancy said with a smile. "Of course, Fancy, we wouldn't miss it for the world," Rarity said with a smile. "I heard the strangest news on the TV today," Flora said. "What?" Isaac asked as he handed Rarity a drink. "There was a fire downtown, and they said that some type of creature saved a small filly." Isaac gulped as Rarity looked at him. They didn't get a good look at him, although it appeared that he used a weak levitation spell after he jumped from the 5th floor. She said with a shrug. "Yeah, I heard about that too," Isaac said as he sipped his drink. The four of them stopped in front of a portrait of a white unicorn stallion with a long blonde mane. "What's your opinion of this one, Isaac?" Flora asked. "I'm far from an art expert, Flora," the man said with a shrug. "Oh, don't be shy," Fancy said in an encouraging tone. "All right, I'll take a crack at it." The man reached into his breast pocket and withdrew a pair of fake glasses with thick black rectangular rims and threw them over his eyes. "Looks like someone either has very poor taste or has a god complex that needs to be sorted out." Rarity let out a giggle at the comment. "There's no passion in the painting. It's just too in your face." "Who are you to decide that?" a regal-sounding voice said. Isaac turned around to see a tall unicorn stallion with a long, straight blonde mane. "I wasn't deciding anything, just giving my honest opinion," the man said as he folded his arms. "Keep your opinions to yourself, mongrel," he said as he stuck his nose in the air. "Mongrel? Who asked for your opinion anyway?" "I believe I did, Blue Blood." Fancy stepped forward. "Isaac is a friend of mine, and I was asking what he thought of this painting from the human perspective," he said with a flat expression on his face. "Oh, I see," Blue Blood said as he rolled his eyes. The stallion's gaze then fell upon the cross-purple maned mare. "What are you doing here, cretin?" "I am here to admire the fine artwork of ponies with talent and fines," Rarity said, trying to suppress her rage. "Two qualities which you will never have," she said with a smirk. "Like a pro. Well done, Rarity," Isaac thought with a laugh. "Why, you insolent little tramp," Blue Blood said as he slapped the mare across the face. Rarity stumbled back, clutching the right side of her face. Isaac clutched his fist and put his glasses back into his pocket. "You dare insult me! I have half a mind to—" The stallion was cut off as Isaac grabbed him by his collar and lifted him up off the ground. "Listen here, you spoiled brat. I don't give a fuck if you insult me, but you made this personal when you dragged my friend into this," Isaac said in a spite-filled tone. Soon a crowd of ponies gathered around them. "Now I'm fully prepared to either kick your ass 7 ways to Sunday, or I'll let you go if you apologize to both Rarity and myself," he said as he lowered him so that their eyes met. 3 guards holding spears surrounded the two, with the metal end pointing towards them. "Hey you, put down the prince now," one of the guards barked. "Prince? This guy?" Isaac said as he looked at the whimpering stallion. "That's right, I am Prince Blueblood, beloved nephew of Princess Celestia." Isaac's jaw dropped. "You're Luna's kid?" "No, but my family has been at Celestia's side for generations," he exclaimed with a smug grin on his face. Isaac frowned at the stallion. "What's the matter? Scared that my aunt is a princess of Equestria?" he asked. "That's it. I don't care if she's your fucking grandmother." Isaac grabbed the stallion and banged their foreheads together. Blue Blood staggered backwards before falling down on his back. Isaac took several steps back before rubbing his head. The 3 guards surrounded the human with spears drawn. "Enough!" Isaac and the guards looked over at Rarity, who made her way over to the man. She reached inside of her purse and withdrew what looked like a golden-encrusted amulet with 3 diamonds in it. The guards immediately gulped and stepped back. "I'm assuming that you recognize this?" "Yes, ma'am." "Good. Then I should have you know that this man is a personal friend of mine and the other elements as well," Rarity said as she put the item back in her purse. Not to mention that he has connections with both Princess Celestia and Luna. The crowd started to mutter amongst one another. It would not look good on your records to arrest such a stallion, unless you want the wrath of both princesses breathing down your necks, not to mention the other elements as well. The guards looked at one another and gulped. The three withdrew their spears and backed off. We'll overlook it, provided that you both leave here immediately. One of the guards barked. Fine by me, Isaac said as he cracked his jaw. This place was a little too proper for me anyway, Isaac said as he made his way through the crowd, with Rarity following close behind. The guards escorted the two out of the museum. Nice meeting you, Fancy, Floor, he said with a wave. As the two exited the museum, Rarity was staring at him. Okay, have at it, he said with a sigh. Whatever do you mean? She asked. I thought that you might be pissed for me getting both of us thrown out of that party, he said as the two started walking back towards the hotel. I'll admit it was a little shocking. However, seeing the look on Blue Blood's face was definitely worth it, she said with a laugh. Serves that plot hole right. I take it that you've met him before. Unfortunately, yes. A few years ago at the Grand Galloping Gala, I was trying to woo him. Isaac cocked an eyebrow at the mare. I then found out that he was the most inconsiderate, uncouth, and rudest stallion in Equestria, she said as her face started to get flustered. I mean, he used me as a shield against a flying cake. Pinkie Pie, Isaac guessed. It wasn't her fault, she said with a sigh. By then, the entire gala was a total disaster, and we all got out of there as soon as possible. Sounds like my junior prom, he said with a groan. So what should we do now? It's only 10 o'clock, he said as he looked at his watch. I just want to go to bed, she said with a sigh. The two made their way through the lobby and to the elevator. Mind if I ask something? You don't need my permission to ask me a question, he said with a smile. Were you really going to beat up Blue Blood? If he continued to shoot his mouth off, then yes, he said with a yawn. I just hate people like that, thinking that they're better than everybody else because of their connections, he said as the elevator stopped at their floor. You would have been thrown in prison. True, but I was willing to take that risk, he said with a shrug. The two entered the hotel room and let out a sigh as they sat down on the couch. Isaac noticed the red mark on the mare's cheek. Here, let me see. The man gently put his hand under her chin and slowly turned her head. Put some ice on it. It should help with the swelling. What about your head? She asked as the man walked over to the refrigerator and withdrew a glass with 3 ice cubes in it. Isaac looked in the reflection of a spoon and saw a large red spot on his forehead. I'll live. I've taken worse hits, he said as he handed her a glass of water. The mare let out a sigh and put the glass to her cheek. I look awful, don't I? She said in a low tone. You look the same as ever. The mare bit her lip and felt a blush creep across her face. So you still think I'm beautiful? She asked. I sure do. Why wouldn't I? The man was cut off as the mare wrapped her arms around him and pressed her lips against his. The man felt her tongue prod against his, and she let out a moan of pleasure. Isaac snapped out of the trance and broke the kiss. Rarity, what the hell? I thought that... Oh, I'm such a fool. The white mare put her head in her hands and started to sob. Isaac let out a sigh and put a hand on her back. Look, Rarity, it's not that I don't think you're attractive. It's just that you're with Spike, and you're both friends of mine. The mare looked up at him with tears rolling down her face. What relationships allow here aside, you and Spike have something good going, and I don't want to interfere with it, he said with a sigh. Even if Spike gave the okay, I know that it would break his heart, and I know for a fact that you wouldn't want to do that to somebody that cares that much about you. Is that why you knocked me out last night? She asked. The human gulped and cringed back. I'm not angry, if that's what you're wondering. I wasn't myself. I'm more curious as to how you remembered. Memory spell. I use it whenever I have too much to drink, just in case I missed something important. Sorry, but you gave me a little choice, he said with a sigh. It's all right, dear, and I apologize for my behavior last night. It's fine. We've all done stupid things when we're drunk, he said with a smile. The man got to his feet and grabbed a change of clothes. What are those for? She asked. Vinyl has a show in the city. Might as well see her play. You're free to come along if you want, he said with a smile. No, thank you. I think I'll just relax here, she said as she took her shoes off. The man shrugged and went into the bathroom to change. He removed his white collared shirt and threw on a dark blue t-shirt and jet black jeans. The man threw on his shoes and some fresh cologne, along with his blue hooded sweatshirt. Okay, Rares, I'm heading out, he said as he walked by the mare. Remember to be back here by 9 to pack your things. Our train leaves at 10.